Sarasota's Spirit University welcomes a nationally known psychic medium for a 3-day event. Chuck Bergman is a retired police officer who now works as a psychic medium. During his 3-day stay in Sarasota, Bergman will conduct a gallery reading where he'll help people in the audience connect with family members and loved ones who have passed on. On Saturday, he will hold a session with people who have collected EVPs or electronic voice phenomenon. And he will end his stay on Sunday with another gallery reading. Bergman says he's happy he's able to help people connect with their loved ones.
The amazing part is the people here love it, but so do the spirits. You know, if it's a child or whatever, and they're trying to get to mom and dad, but mom and dad have that wall up and they can't get through, it's really wonderful that they get to do it through a medium like myself, where they can get the message out to mom and dad and do it. I'd be riding in my patrol car and I would know when people would die, or I would see accidents on my beat area and I would actually see it, and then 3 or 4 minutes later it's called in over the radio, you know, bad accident. I remember the first time it happened, it was actually, I could see a school bus and a telephone pole down, and I thought, you know, why am I seeing this? And I turned my car around, started heading to that part of the city, and while I'm traveling there at a normal rate, I got the call, school bus accident, wires on the bus, and you know, kind of got my attention, like, why am I getting all this stuff a little precognizant? Why am I getting it before it happens? So I was fortunate that there were places up in New England that I could go to, just like the Spirit University, and you learn how to tap into that energy. You learn how to concentrate and develop your skills, if you will. And it was through all of that that I became friends with people that, you know, this is what they do for a living. Once I retired, though, I started doing my own thing, which was helping with police forensics, where so far I've recovered 6 bodies of different people missing. I've been profiled on A&E biography channel. I've published 2 books on the afterlife, and I've done many of the major radio stations around the country. So it's been a growing pattern with me where I go around the country trying to promote that this stuff is for real, it's helpful, very healing, and it can be done. Even to people who have just a little ability inside them, if you work on it, you're really interested, you really love it, you can really progress it to a much higher point if that's what you're interested in doing. I find out later that after my mother had passed away, she never told me about it, but when I would tell her that I'm seeing men in my bedroom or I'm hearing voices or whatever, you know, she'd tell me, oh no, it's your imagination and all that. Well, my mother was a medium and I didn't know it till after she passed, and so was my grandmother. So they kept it quiet, and as I started developing, one of the coolest things to me that ever happened, I started knowing like when people would die, and it wasn't scary at all. It would just come to me in like normal format, almost like the desire to go watch a movie or something. You know, if you decide, well, I want to go see a certain movie, you may see a little vision of the movie or think about it or whatever, and then you go buy your ticket. In this case, I would actually see people and almost chat with them and know that they passed away. So I went in for a reading, and the coolest thing is the woman said, Chuck, your mother's here, and in the process, she brought up that she loved my mother's British accent. And my mother's from England, and there's no way the woman in Boston would know about my mother here in Florida, who grew up in England and had a beautiful British accent. So at least I was able to key in and say, you know, there's a little more to this than what I thought. So, you know, I started reading books and developing it, working with it, and I'm, you know, where I am today. Now I do it full time, and I really love doing it. Quick example, I gave one a couple of days ago. Husband and wife were sitting there, and I looked at the husband, and I said, wow, when I turned my head and looked at you, I'm a little surprised because you're a little overweight and everything, but I heard the theme to the Superman movie, you know, their theme song, the Superman movie, and as I looked at you, you had the cape, the fit body, the boots, you had the whole works on, Superman. And he started crying, and he lifted up his sleeve, and he went, I just got this week. And it was a Superman tattoo, the emblem, right on his arm. Then he told me his daughter, 18-year-old daughter, had died a couple of months ago in a car accident, and his ringtone with his daughter was the Superman theme. And he had always been Superman to his daughter. So for the daughter to come through, her way to do that to me was to make me talk about Superman in some form. Can pets come through? I said, yeah. And they said, good. Ours died 2 weeks ago. We were hoping our pet would come through. I said, wait a minute. You're not telling me dog, cat, horse, snake, bird, could be anything. So what are the odds of me nailing it? And I heard their pet in a voice. And all he said to me is, hey, Chuck, tell them Mexican blood runs through my veins. I'm going, are you a Mexican Chihuahua? And he was. So I said to the family, is this a small dog, a Mexican Chihuahua, a male? And they freaked out. It was.